You see, basically, our own is very simple. Why should children, why should small children, why should they spend 93 days in police custody when they should be in school? And the government can arrest 10, 12, 13-year-old and keep them in custody for 93 days. But the government has not been able to arrest Yabelo 6 months after. Is it not a parody of some sort that we have two separate countries? One country for the rich, one country for the poor. Our laws are very clear. It's 48 hours. The police are in breach of the fundamental rights of these children. So we are not going to delve into the substance of the issue, which is already before the court, so that we will not make remarks that are subjudice. But what we are saying, very simple. Yaya Bello, 6 months later, has not been arrested. But you arrest our children. You keep them in custody for 93 days. These children, they are already looking like they have kwashoko. They are malnourished. You understand? Then you cannot keep them in custody for this long. This is the reasons why our rating in the Human Rights Index is poor, is bad. You understand? The Tinubu government should discontinue the charge. We make a passionate appeal to the AGF, you know, Baba Latif Fagbemi, that he should discontinue the charge. He should take over the matter and discontinue against these children, so that the children can return back to school. And the Attorney General of the Federation has the inherent powers to take over this matter under Section 174 of the Constitution, that Baba Latif Fagbemi should take over this matter and discontinue the charge against the children. I cried in open court because of this grave injustice that has been done to these kids.
Talk, you die. If you don't talk, you die. So we'll talk and die. While we were in court this morning, and shortly before the plea of the defendants, mainly underage children, could be taken, some of them who were looking quite malnourished, who were looking quite very sick, started snooping in court before the Honorable Justice Iguatu. Justice Iguatu, upon seeing the fainting of these young persons of school age, had to had to stand down proceedings abruptly. We had to rush some of these young children to the clinic within the facility of the court for them to be resuscitated. Some of them are still receiving treatment as I speak to you in the clinic. These young persons has been arrested since the 2nd day of August, 2024. Over 3 months, they've been left without clothing, without housing, without proper care. They are looking very malnourished, as you can see the videos that are flying around social media. They were kept at the Kuje Correctional Center and at the IRT, the notorious IRT at SAS Abattoir. IRT now, that is where they are kept. At SAS Abattoir. Now, this is the facility that has held our young children who should be in school that are being kept by this government over allegations of attempting to overthrow the president. The question now comes to, how can a 12, 13, 14-year-old boy who is looking very frail and malnourished attempt to overthrow the president? That is a matter for another day. But we have filed an application contesting and challenging the powers of the courts to try these young persons. And this objection is founded on very solid foundation. The Constitution of Nigeria in Section 18 vests on the government the responsibility of educating young persons. The Universal Basic Education Act and the Children and Young Persons Act vest upon the government the duty to educate its younger ones. Section 2 of the UBEC Act mandates the government to provide education for its young persons. Free, compulsory education for all young persons. Unfortunately, young Nigerians have been arraigned in court today on a 10-count charge of an attempt to overthrow and overhaul the government of Nigeria. They have been granted bail. We will strive hard to meet the bail conditions if we can. The conditions are quite neck-breaking. It is like giving bail with the right hand and taking with the left hand. We will strive and do our best to perfect these conditions. But if we cannot meet those conditions, we'll come back to the courts and seek for a variation. Because we have shown that these are young persons who are hungry. The essence of the protest of August 2nd is to end hunger in the land. And we saw them in court today, looking quite malnourished. The problem persists.
Well, what actually happens... It's okay, thank you. What actually happens today is that the 76 defendants were brought for arraignment who were alleged to have participated in this violent uprising against the government in Kano State. What actually...
As you can see the video you just watched now, I no understand. Wetin Nigeria government they use those children they do for prison for the past 3 months now. Where they say the flag, as I see they talk, these children know say that flag where they hold. They know say another country flag. These children are supposed to be in school. They did there now. Where are all the human rights activists for that Nigeria? They want to talk, say since 3 months where those children did there, they no see. They say now something now they happen, with something go take come. Something happen now. Now me video and go there. Video can see. Can bring this awareness to people now. All of una way they talk say you talk too much. Nigeria is not for you. Nigeria you cannot do anything. Which one they do a battle? Not you, and not they do anything. My question go back to all the human rights activists. Una want to say una no say children, Nigeria government keep children for sale for the past 3 months. Now, una no know na so na be human rights activists. Na so what they do na activists. The one who na go carry come out where they talk say the one we no wide. We not serious now na they bring come out children because they not born as children. No one talk to but Bobrisky Godfather, we need you now to talk to order them to leave those children the way you order them for Bobrisky may no enter kiri make it go private as I beg sir. We need you wherever you are. Come and remove those children from that place. Order them to free those children now. See, I'm a video lawyer and all others lawyer. Now they talk now. Human rights activists, they sit down. The violent family of lawyer, una keep quiet. Una want to say no say. Mr. Femi Falana, Mr. Sam, you want to say you never hear this thing as you talk and be fighting for Nigeria and be doing this human rights activists. Where is a found the bad guy? Una say una be human rights too. Human rights activists so una work now. Na no know na work to do. Na no know na work to do. Okay, more talk. More just to say una no here. Una do here now. So una do see the video now. So more na carry una leg and una nyach. Go that place and go and free those children. As a human rights activist, una they call una self. If now your son now they defy your son say they defy my family. They defy my family. Now come on, I don't go interview to interview. Almost all the interview station for Nigeria now they go on all of them. We want to defend your picking, sir. Your work now, you leave your work. You not go defend another children because they not be your picking, they not be your children. They never defend your son that day. You say they defend your son. You start to defend and you start to go interview to interview. They go. They want to ruin my reputation. Look at your reputation is ruling, no? Because these children are your reputation and the work where you sign. Go do one. Because I don't understand how can a country children that are supposed to be in school, being safe,